Stay tuned as we check out this Marvel Legends 2-pack with Captain America and Peggy Carter. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today we are reviewing this Captain America, the First Avenger 2-pack with Captain America himself and Peggy Carter. Now, obviously this is in the assortment of the Marvel 80th anniversary line, but what I've started to notice is that none of the MCU 2-packs even have the 80th Marvel 80th logo on here. So I'm assuming that's just for the comic figures. All these MCU figures are just Marvel Studios, which makes me very happy because it makes me think Marvel and Hasbro have all intentions to keep revisiting these films and giving us figures and characters that missed previously, including Peggy Carter here, who is definitely a staple in Steve Rogers' life and someone we needed for our MCU collections. So very happy to have this 2-pack and have the addition of the OG Captain America himself with the prototype shield we see in the first Avenger. Even his shield he first used when he went on all those parades, and 2 interchangeable heads, yeah. So this is looking good, some accessories, but it's all about Peggy Carter for me. That is who I wanted. So here we have the standard packaging which we've been seeing for these MCU 2-packs. On the back we have the logo and the poster, sorry, of the movie Captain America First Avenger. Very underrated there. I like that film a lot more than people give it credit for. Captain America bio, Peggy Carter bio. On the side we got pictures of Peggy and Cap, and yeah, without further ado, let's get it open. So here we have Steve and Peggy out of the box with all of their accessories, and first impressions are very good. Obviously for this pack it's all about Peggy Carter. Really like the face sculpt, definitely looks like Hayley Atwell a little bit at least, and it has that look from the first Avenger, so it looks really good. But I'm going to move her out of the way just for the minute and focus on Cap, as you can see he clearly comes with the most accessories, and I want to see how these work with a figure. So it seems to be a brand new body mold. I can't remember seeing this before, and I like when you can store accessories on a figure, and that's exactly what you can do with this guy. So if I zoom in real quick, you can see this sheath here on the foot, and that is where you can put his knife. Nice and simple. And then there is a gun holster there on the side, and one of my biggest pet peeves is when gun holsters are molded onto a figure and they're just for show. This one actually clips open and you can put his gun. There is his gun. This will actually go into the holster, not a problem. So there is the gun in the holster, and the holster will actually clip back into place, which is a nice touch. So straight away we have the knife and the gun holstered, and obviously he can hold this other gun, even though I think Peggy's meant to be holding this gun, as there's a scene, there's a scene in the first Avenger where she picks up a pistol and shoots this shield, isn't there? But we'll do that in a minute. But yeah, there's Cap, and then the helmet seems to go on any head, to be honest, but this head that's on now has a bigger quiff, so I'll zoom in and show you that difference in a minute. That shield, as you can see, resembles the one he used on those parades he went on, and then here's the prototype shield. So this is the shield we all know and love, but obviously it's not painted. It is the prototype that he got off Howard Stark, and it's just in like a sort of chromy metallic colour, vibranium of course. This one is classic, so it's nice that we've got new shields, not just the same old Captain America shield, but actually getting a different types of shield, which I appreciate. Thank you, Hasbro. And obviously this one will just slide on, I assume. So let's take the hand off, and then the hand plugs back in, and now you can get him holding this shield. So he will hold it. Sorry, the light's shining off the shield, but yeah, he will hold it. It's a bit of a tight one, but it will work. You can see it there, it works. Just unplug the hand and give it a bit of might, and yeah. So let's zoom in and show you those heads. So there's the first one. Do you see Chris Evans in this head sculpt? You do, a little bit. Definitely Hasbro have got better using this 3D printing technology. And remember, it's meant to be a young Steve Rogers as well. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And as I said, this one's got a bigger quiff than this one. That is the main difference between the two. Both of them looks very similar, just the hairstyles are a bit different. And I think that's because of this reason here. So the helmet will sit on the head. There you go, it sits on, but you can see it probably looks a little bit too big on that particular head because the quiff is massive. So let's take this head off And you see how that quiff is shorter? So when you put the helmet on, it actually sinks on his head a little bit better and looks a little bit more accurate. So I think that is why the two heads are on there. This one to give him a more accurate quiff, but the other one so the helmet will sit on the head. And obviously I don't have the rider's bike that is coming out soon, but that Captain America's rider's bike, I suppose you can now have a bike for your MCU Steve Rogers. I guess that will work. But yeah, looking at this guy, he looks really, really good. Nice to have a different version of Steve Rogers for your MCU shelf. And I just want to mention as well, this harness piece that's on him is obviously a separate piece. And it will just unpeg there and you can take it off, not a problem. It will just go over the head and off. So you can have him without that harnessy piece if you want to. And it does seem to be like a new sculpt. You can see there's some nice detail on there with the jacket, the browns, and then the beige trousers with like some pockets sculpted on. I do think these are new trousers and jacket. Not seen it before. You can see the top with the stash sort of pointing out from the jacket. So yeah, it does seem to be like a new sculpt. They go all out for these MCU figures. Decent range of articulation, as always. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, decent ankle pivot. Head can move a decent amount. Waist. So yeah, I think people are going to be happy with this guy. Nice to have a different version of Cap for the shelf. Here we have a Peggy Carter, a nice, simple, smart, military design, and it looks really good. She definitely wore this outfit throughout the first Avenger. It's just sort of a green, army green attire, and it looks smart, it looks good. And the head sculpt is really good as well. So the articulation is what you would expect for a Marvel Legends female figure, only single jointed elbows. But there is movement at the waist, so you can get her moving a little bit, but not back and forth much, to be honest. Like if I move it to the side, there's hardly anything back and forth. But you have got waist movement. Obviously elbows and shoulders are as you would expect. And the legs are definitely going to hinder by this skirt. This skirt piece is like quite a thick plastic, so you can't, there's double jointed knees, they're there, you can see them, there's double jointed knees, but yeah, that's all you're going to have to do because the skirt is hindering it, you can't move it. And she's wearing heels, which may be a little bit difficult to stand at times, but it's better than usual, to be fair. She's not having any problems there, but yeah, she's going to be limited to your display, let's be honest, but you're just going to have her standing there. She does have a trigger hand, which I quite like. So, as I said, she will hold, she's pictured holding this gun in the promo shots, but this gun seems a little bit too big for her, but she can hold it. That's not a problem. She seems to hold that quite well, to be honest, if I squeeze that in between the hands. Yeah, she can hold that, but I wanted to see what she'd do holding the pistol, because as I said, there's a scene where she actually shoots Steve with the pistol. Now, the pistol does seem a little bit too big for her. Her finger sort of goes in it. Not perfect, though. But she shoots Steve when he's got the prototype shield. So, it's nice that we can actually play with our figures like the movies. It's crazy, isn't it? I'm a grown man. What am I doing? Let's zoom in and look at the head. So, you tell me, does it look like Hayley Atwell? I think it does from certain angles. It sort of looks like a Chinese or an Asian Hayley Atwell. It's a little bit weird. Sometimes I see her, sometimes I don't. But it is that 3D printed technology. You can see a bit of rosy cheeks, blue lips. It's like green eyeshadow. And then like that sort of oldie time hairdo. But it's sculpted nicely. There's just no detail in it. But there is some decent articulation on the head, but obviously hindered with the hairpiece. But yeah, you let me know in the comments below. You happy with that? Does it look like Hayley Atwell? I'm happy enough. I think that looks pretty good. So here we have our somewhat evolution of Captain America within the MCU in figure form from Hasbro. So we have World War II, the first Avengers film, The Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and then Endgame. And yeah, it's good to have a bit of contrast and difference with your Captain Americas on the display, as there was a point where they were very samey. Hasbro were re-releasing the same Captain America over and over again. But it's nice to see different molds, and these look really good when they're together. You can definitely see that evolution of Cap looks really good. And I'm curious if this head will fit on any of the younger versions of Cap. So I don't know if this head comes off. That head sculpt would have worked on that body. It's just the neck's too long. So that's a little bit disappointing. Here we have Cap and Peggy compared to some Hydra goons from the first Avenger film, and I think they scale quite well, and I've got about 6 of these guys. I really like that they released MCU Hydra soldiers, but this is the main one. It is Red Skull. Now this Red Skull is from the Cosmic Cube exclusive from last year's San Diego Comic-Con, but I've actually put on a Kylo Ren Black Series robe over him, and it just works better for the display. It sort of looks different amongst your goons. And yeah, Red Skull's a little bit shorter than this Captain America, which I'm not too sure if that's accurate or not. But still, it's nice to have a set of figures now from that first Avengers film. And just to give you a sense of scale with this Peggy Carter amongst some female Marvel legends from the MCU, here we have her standing next to Maria Hill, another S.H.I.E.L.D. member, and of course Black Widow as well. And it's crazy how much that 3D printing technology stands out against figures that don't have it. It is so much better, regardless of whether it's perfect to the actor it's meant to resemble. It still just looks better on your shelf. And yeah, really happy with this Peggy Carter. So as always, people, you let me know what you think in the comments below of this 2-pack. It's going to be a Target exclusive in the US. Are you going to try and get your hands on it? It should be up for pre-order in the UK just after San Diego Comic-Con. But I'm pleasantly surprised. I was more excited for Peggy Carter just to add a new character to my MCU collection. But I do like how drastically different this Captain America is compared to my others. And it is, of course, from the first film as well. So yeah. Nice to have them, happy to have them. You let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'm going to get gone because I've got tons of other reviews to do. So you know what to do, people. Check out the videos tab, and please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated, and as always, my name is Dan W, and I shall see you on the next one.